Okay, we'll get started. Good afternoon, everyone. We have our man Rituraaj. So, like in the team, have been waiting for his inputs, and today he's going to be presenting you all the mindset and the risk management. And most important thing is he's also going to be setting you the ground rules and the secrets which he has been doing it in terms of the trading, how he's been doing it. I hope this session is not only going to be helpful for the newcomers, this is going to be very helpful for the experienced players as well, because Rituraaj has been in the market for more than 20 years and coming from a different diversified background, and he's going to be presenting you all a great opportunity today to learn his secrets as well. So on that note, let me welcome Rituraaj. So Rituraaj, next 2 hours is all yours. You can help the team whatever that they wanted it to know, and towards the end of the session, if possible, you can answer the queries which is going to be coming on your chat window. And further that, guys, don't worry, this session will be recorded and will be shared in all the groups. Okay, if possible, we will upload it in the YouTube as well. So with that, I will hand over the mic to Mr. Rituraaj. Take it over, Mr. Rituraaj.
Hello, am I audible?
Yes, very much. You can take it over.
I'm not getting the right audio at my end.
Okay. So like in because you are not going to be hearing anyone apart from me, because like in others are completely muted. One sec. Let me quickly
I
check.
can guess, Shiva, that you're speaking, but I cannot hear anything.
Okay. Are you able to hear me now? Better? Because we are able to hear you. Guys, let's just give him another 2 more minutes. I believe he has disconnected and he's trying to join back. Okay, so just give him a minute. Rituraaj, now you should be able to unmute and then you should be able to talk. Please try it once.
Yes, I can hear you now. Thank you, Shiva.
Okay. Great.
Should we wait? Sorry, I kind of did not get the last part.
No worries. I just made a quick introduction about yourself, so you can go ahead and get started. And in the end, you can just end the session, and then and I will be sharing the recording by tonight or by tomorrow morning. Okay, so we have close to 250 participants. So the stage is all yours.
Thank you, Shiva. Thank you so much. What a wonderful feeling.
Yeah, that's an amazing feeling. The team will definitely going to be taking a lot of inputs from you. You can share your screen so that the team will be able to see it, and then I can move on.
Just
okay, great. We are able to see the screen.
Okay, perfect.
Okay.
So thank you, Shiva, once again. I really appreciate, and I feel very happy that you have allowed me to share my thoughts. I have learned so much from you, Shiva. Last 2 years have been a great journey. So my upfront thanks, sincere thanks to you, and all the efforts that you make towards everyone's learnings.
Thank you so much, G. I think you have all been wonderful. I don't think it's me alone, but you have all been wonderful, and thank you for sharing your knowledge. That's more than important for me than myself. So the team is definitely going to be benefited, and that's end of the day, that's what matters to me. Okay, so you can take it over, guys. See you all sometime in the in the future sessions. Bye.
Thank you, Shiva. Thank you so much. Really appreciate that. Bye-bye. Okay, welcome everyone. Very nice to see the number of participants go even cross 250, which is very surprising and very humbling experience for me. I have been posting some of my trades on the groups wherever I am. So just I've been receiving a lot of inputs from people in the group as well as one-to-one. Obviously, it's very difficult to answer all queries one-to-one, but that would be possible only if I was not working. I'm also working in a daytime job, so it is very difficult to answer everyone one-to-one. So hopefully this session, which is an session which when we are not trading, this would probably be able to give you some more things that I normally do. I've been focusing more on consistency than anything else. So I would like to start with a few slides. Don't worry, it will not be boring, but there are some ground rules which are important to understand. Otherwise, the whole thing doesn't work. So basic rules and secrets, and then I'll get down to and finally go down to the charts and the parameters, other things. In between, I will also cover the risk management part of it, what I've learned from Shiva. Here goes. So there are three parts of my session today. I'll be talking about the mindset or the psychology of a trader. How should we prepare ourselves and plan for the day? Second, I would like to cover risk management. What kind of risk to be taken, in what magnitude, and what should be the position size that doesn't bother us or give us a heart attack. So that is another thing that I would like to cover. And third is technicals, and I'll get down to exact screen techniques on how do you make your screen, how do you set it up. I'll go towards that. Gentlemen, I know we are 300 plus of you. I'll not be able to answer all the queries here, but allow me to be done with the slide, the way I planned it out. And once we have done with this, then I think I'll probably be able to take some queries. So keep your queries ready, put it down on a piece of paper next to you, and I can try and take it towards the end of the session. Right. So we will divide the session today in three parts. First one, never trade with a troubled mind. Troubled mind means if I haven't slept well last night, or I've traveled and I'm not rested enough, or I'm not in my good health, or maybe I'm running temperature, having fever or something, or there is some kind of a stress in the office or home, that is the day. Do not trade, please. This is important to understand. Troubled mind never wins. So it's sorry. Yeah, I hope I'm audible. Okay, great. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So whenever you have a troubled mindset, please don't trade. This is definitely going to lead to a loss. You will notice there are days when I don't trade. And I don't trade because trading is not my office where I have to show up every day. Otherwise, I will not get my salary. So if the day I don't feel like trading, I don't trade. End of discussion. So it's my business. It's not my office. I don't have to, have my attendance regularized. Otherwise, my salary will be deducted. So don't trade when you have a troubled mind. Many people are living on the edge. You know what? I put a trade of 50 lots and I got this much return. Well, that may work someday, but that will not work on a consistent basis. So understand risk management before the trading is done. So I'm just talking about myself. So I just say to myself that I should understand risk management before I trade. So you can do the same thing at your end. Overconfidence. I am a champ. I don't lose. It doesn't happen. Nobody's a champ in the stock market. We are nobody's in the stock market. We're only trying to be, finding a way to make some money. The best thing is to define your max stop loss first, max loss first when you enter a trade. How much loss am I able to accept without getting heart attack? So that is more important to me before I enter a trade. Just wait a sec. My presentation seems to have frozen. I need to restart the presentation. Just give me a minute. Yeah, let me see. If you're able to still hear me, just let me know. Okay, so you're able to hear me. Let me just only restart the presentation. That's all. So we covered this, right? Okay. Are you able to? Yes, I'll be sharing the presentation towards the end. So are you able to see the presentation right now? Good. Thanks. So don't try to be a champion. It doesn't work that way. Be as humble as possible. Learn from Shiva the way he smiles, in when he is winning or losing. He's very categorically keeping a very stable attitude and mindset and an emotion. So learn from him. It's very important to understand that. Stay humble. Revenge trade. So you made a trade, you made a loss, and and again you think that no, now I will make a second trade, I'll be able to win. Then again you lose. Then third trade, I should win this time. Again you lose. That's not your day. Accept it. You are up against some Muhammad Ali or a Khali. So don't that day just save your life here. Just run away from there. So, when your day's max stop loss is hit, and I will come to that later, just protect your capital and say, it's not my day. I'm just walking out from here today. And these are important things to do. I know it's a very difficult thing. And this is one of the biggest reasons of, massive losses, because you keep on saying the next trade I will win, next trade I will win. No, close your laptop and walk out and have a smile on the face. Get busy with something. If you're working somewhere, focus on your work. If you're not working somewhere, pick up something else, get involved with the household chores or something else. Distract your mind. Just don't sit in front of the terminal. Close the terminal and walk away. Greed. Oh my God. So if you made your 1% plus profit, please again switch off the laptop and terminals or whatever and move out from there. Don't just sit there. The best way is to shut down your laptop. That's it. Because next time, if you feel like again trading, you'll have to set up everything all over again from the scratch. So just shut down the laptop. No trade after 1% or more profit you have earned. Otherwise, it'll eat up like snake, whatever you have earned, as well as more. So get out of the market. If your trade is going against the trend, don't continue on hope. I think many of you may have seen that my first trade did not go as per my wish, as per what I was thinking. And so I ended up the first trade in a loss. And then I quickly changed my mindset and I decided that I think I'm going against the trend. It doesn't work. And I've traded the opposite trade and it works. So don't trade against the trend. It will not work. If the price is not moving in your direction within the first 1 or 2 candles of 3 minutes, please move out. That will not work most likely. Okay, this is an interesting one, especially for the newbies. In fact, most of my presentation is for the newbies today, people who have just kind of started to learn trading. Somebody says, I'll give you a strategy that works all the time. I'll give you a new strategy that works, that has got very high efficiency. We are tempted to understand what is this new strategy or a new rule. You can pick up any rule. It will not be more successful than maybe 50, 60, 70, 80%. The idea is to get good with that rule. So whatever you do, just get good at it. I had no idea how I got into morning trade. Seriously, I have absolutely no idea. But then when I got into that and it started working, I forgot everything else. I'm just focused here. And I tried it for weeks together, months together. And I'll come to that, how it was done. But then daily new rule, or every week you tried a new rule, it doesn't work. Or you go to a new person and say that help me with what you do. It's just, everybody has something that they have understood. You discover your own mojo. You discover your own mojo and stick to it. It will work. It's a matter of time. Yeah, starting with a bang. So hey, everything is difficult. I know nothing is easy. Who said making money is easy? Yes, it is difficult. You need to control your mind. right? So starting with the banks, please start only with the trading capital that you can afford to lose. So let's suppose your net worth is 1 crore. I'm just giving a random example, right? It's simple because then the percentages work better. So right. So let's suppose your net worth is 1 crore, and you say that okay, I'll go to the market with 1 lakh rupees. Now, if you lose all that 1 lakh rupees, how much of your net worth is lost? 1%. Will that give you a heart attack? Very unlikely. But if your net worth is 100, is 1 crore, and you start with 50 lakhs, and suddenly you lose 30 lakhs, will you get a heart attack? Very likely. So please understand that what is the position size? How much should you enter market with? Please understand that and trade only with the capital that you can afford to lose. Okay. Very often, this happened with me earlier. Every time I would go to the market with an optimism that okay, I've made a lot of losses, but now I should start making money. Now I should start making money. If you have come to the market with, let's say, 1 lakh capital, I'm just keeping it simple. The examples will be 1 lakh because that will be easy to relate with, because many of the younger traders, new traders, come up with 1 lakh, and it's very easy to take that as a reference. So if you lost 50% or more, please stop trading. Which means if you came to the market with 1 lakh rupees and you lost 50,000 rupees, please step back, stop, think. There is something that you're not doing right. You could not have lost 50% of your trading capital. If there is some set of rules that you are not following, please think, get back to the right mindset, and then start. Give yourself a break. Maybe give a break of about a week, 10 days, maybe more. You remember the story of this the trader that Shiva shared recently, and Shiva suggested to him that please take a break. He did take a break. Do that. It's very okay. There's nothing wrong. Don't take it on your ego, please. Okay. So if you're not following rules and you're losing capital, 50% capital lost, hold on. Stop it. Rethink and restart. One thing I've noticed is every week I prefer to take a payout. So if I've come to the market with 1 lakh capital, I've made 10,000 rupees in a week. I make 10,000, then I take a payout of 10,000 rupees. Why? Because this is my business. That's my profit for the week. Now, the another way to look at it is I don't take a payout, let this amount grow. Well, that's another way to look at it, but I feel more comfortable when I take out the money, because eventually I'll take out all the money that I've invested. My 1 lakh will be out in terms of payouts. And now I'm trading with only the money that the market has given me, not my money. Now I'm more comfortable. Right? So not taking payout can also be a disaster. Please understand this is business. Just that you're not wearing the business suits when you start trading, and you may not be dressed up in formals, but actually this is not a hobby. This is a proper business. In any business, you'll keep some books of accounts, you'll keep some ledgers. Similarly, keep an Excel ledger. I'd shared a format long time back, and if you wish, I can share it again. So keep, that's just my way of doing it. You can create your own ledger. There's nothing sacrosanct about it. So idea is to figure out what have I gained or lost in the last week, in the last 1 month, in the last 1 quarter, in the last 1 year. So it's every business does that, right? Every 3 months they come on those TV and they tell you that how much they have made in the last quarter. So similarly, this is your business. Keep a track of your profits and losses, and that also tells you if you're going wrong consistently. That tells you when to stop. And if you're going right, then you feel good also about it, because then you can see that okay, this you also figure out what kind of trades are working, which day is working for you, what position is working for you. So you'll learn a lot when you analyze those trades. Oh dear, I think the presentation seems to have crashed again. just give me a second. I'm almost towards the end of the presentation, so not a big deal. I covered that. Okay. So arrogance is, so this is another part of the arrogance. I know it. I know this is how it happens. I know. Gentlemen, you know nothing. I know nothing. Every time you say, Rituraji, you've done something, I say, I'm just a learner. Because the moment I say that I know something, the market will give me a very tight slap. And then I'll lose. Then I'll realize that I know nothing. So don't fool yourself. Just be in your learner mindset and attitude. So, summarizing the whole thing, remember that it is all about, it's not about making money. Stock market is not about making money. There are actually two steps of making money. First is to protect your money or protect your capital, and then to make money. And that's important because your raw material in stock market is your own money. And if the raw material is gone, which means your own money is gone, you're left with no raw material and you cannot create a final product. So first step is to protect your capital and then to make money. Also remember that the collective intelligence of all retail traders is not even 1% of the big boys plan. They can make us run for cover in no time. How often we realize that, oh shit, what has happened? Where did this algo candle come from? Where is this? Why did this market behave like this? We can never understand their plan, but we can just be smart enough to understand how much we should risk and what should be our strategy. So be smart, avoid stupidity, just be smart and play smart. So this is the ground rules that I thought I would share. And if this is okay, if there is any query quickly here, I can take a query before I move to the Excel sheet and explain the risk management. I can take one or two questions. Okay, fine, thanks. Then we'll continue. Now, I've been trading for the last 15, 20 years, almost 20 years. And it is tough for me because I have to unlearn all those things that I had learned. This is very different. Scalping specifically is very, very different. I attended Shiva's session in Feb 2020 in Noida. Some of you are from Noida. So I belong to Delhi. So I attended their 2-day session and he could produce 1 lakh rupees right in front of our eyes on both the days. And we were like, our eyeballs were popping out. I said, how can this be possible, man? This is amazing. It's very difficult to accept that because, you have not seen somebody doing that before. So there's always a sense of disbelief, doubt. But, I continued with it. I persisted with it. 1.5 years, I tried to do it my way. It did not work. I thought I have good enough experience in the market for the last, 15, 20 years. And I realized that it did not work. I tried doing whatever Shiva was saying, but I was actually mixing my own thoughts with it, and it doesn't work. And the last 6 months, I actually realized I flushed my ego in the toilet and I came to the market again with a very humble learner's attitude and traded with just one lot. Many times you may have heard me saying that, trade with one lot for a few weeks at least. Believe you me, I traded with one lot for months. And believe me, it's not easy. It's not easy because you see everybody putting their screenshots. I made 5,000 today. I made 20,000 today. And then you see Shiva's screen, I made 5 lakhs today and 10 lakhs today. And you wonder, because you only made 500 rupees today because you were trading with only one lot. So it's very frustrating. But then what happens is you may not be making much, but please realize that you're also not losing much. So you are actually staying put in the market, trying to understand. How many of you actually have pets at home? Maybe a dog. So do you communicate in English or Hindi or your local vernacular language with the dog? Oh, no. You say something, but the dog understands. And dog's behavior and dog's body language gives you the message that what is the dog expecting right now. Is the dog hungry? Does the dog want to go out? Does the dog want a cuddle? So it's an animal, right? So you need to understand that animal to give the to align with the thought process with that animal. Now, believe you me, stock market is also that very strange animal. Very strange animal. The only way you understand that animal is by staying in that market for long enough. So if you spend some time with a pet dog, you become it becomes so easy for you to understand the hints. And if you have a friend visiting you in your home who doesn't have a pet, you easily can tell them that my dog right now expects this, and lo and behold, that's the reality. That's exactly what happens in stock market. You have to spend some time with this animal to understand the behavior of this animal. Will you understand everything? No. But will you understand something? For sure. And more time you devote in the stock market, the better is your understanding of this animal. So this is a very weird but simplest example I could come up with to explain why it is important to stay in the market for long enough. Now, only way you can stay in the market for long enough is by trading with risk management and trading with only one lot for weeks together, if not months. So, you might end up probably losing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10,000 rupees in a month. That is still better than losing your entire money. But that will give you a lot of experience and you will start understanding this animal. Why, on which day, what time is the premium erosion happening the most? Which day is not the day to buy option, call or put, irrespective? Which day you should be trading in the morning right away, and which day you should give a gap of 2 or 3 minutes before you enter the trade. You'll understand all these small nitty gritties when you spend the time in the market. Let me give you another example. We all understand cricket, right? We all understand cricket. So, just a minute. No, listen, forget about averaging. Please trade only with one lot. I'm not talking about averaging. I'm not talking about adding another lot. So please stick to one lot only. That's it. That's it. If you can't discipline yourself to trade with one lot, please stop trading and go away. You're gonna be costing your entire life, future and family life by not able to control this emotion. So this helped me in controlling my emotion that I have only one lot worth of money in my trading account. Believe you me, I used to trade with my trading account showing me only 10,000 rupees, 15,000 rupees, 20,000 rupees only. If I don't keep enough money in my trading account, I can't buy another lot. So I would force myself to say that, I wish I could buy, but then I only have money worth buying one lot in the stock market. So suppose the value of the call or put that you want to buy is 400 rupees, and if you have 400, and if you have one lot worth of money, which is 400 into 25, how much is that? 10,000 rupees. Yeah. So don't have more than 10, 15,000 rupees in your trading account. That's it. You will force yourself to trade only with one lot. Okay. So the next thing I want to say is that assuming you want we all understand cricket, right? How do the openers play sometimes when they have let's say there is a very dreaded bowler, let's say Shoaib Akhtar, who's bowling to let's say Sachin Tendulkar, for example. Now, Sachin will not go out and hit him from the day one, from the minute one, right? What he'll do, he'll try to understand what is this guy trying to do today. What is the likely speed of the ball that he's going to throw me at? So he'll try to spend some time at the crease before deciding his shots. So please spend some time at the crease before you identify some loose balls and hit them for 4 or 6s. Most of us come to the market and say that, today I will take a trade and I will double my money. Doesn't happen. Doesn't happen. This happens only in fairy tales. Doesn't happen. So please try to stay at the crease. The only way you stay at the crease is by just trading in one lot for weeks together. It will discipline you. It will give you so much of courage to stay put. And there will be days where you will find brilliant trending day, massive gap up, and you'll say, oh shit, I don't have money in my trading account. Don't add more money. That is the day you have to test your patience and tell yourself, I don't have any more money. This is the only money I have. That's it. Matter ends. Okay. No, so whatever is working for you, my friend, please continue. But pyramiding, I think that's a much advanced later stage of thing, not when you're trying to train your mind. So please understand that we are talking about how to build the right mindset. Okay. Yeah. So this is one. Now let's quickly go to the let's quickly go to the Excel sheet. Are you able to see my Excel sheet now? Great. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Wow. I just noticed there are 440 participants. Amazing. Okay. So I gave an example of 1 lakh rupees. So these days, I normally trade with only 1 lakh rupees in my trading account. It is very simple. Whatever I gain, I take it out by the end of the week so that I only have 80,000 rupees or 1 lakh or 1,25,000 rupees approximately in my trading account and not beyond that. It is very easy for me to put 10 lakh rupees there and suddenly make a huge kill. But then remember, I might also lose the similar amount. So it is important to understand, the discipline. So I'll give an example here. It is again very simple if you use 1 lakh as an example. So please understand what I'm trying to say here. 1 lakh rupees in the trading account. Now, this is the psychology of the trader. Are you a low risk taker or a medium risk taker or a high risk taker? Or you are a dangerously high risk taker? Now, either you are super smart or you are a silly idiot. So you figure out yourself. I realized that most of the time I was an idiot. And therefore, I started to focus on low risk trades, which is not putting 10 to 20% of my capital in the trading account of 1 lakh rupees in one trade. One trade. So even if I'm looking at 20%, for 1 lakh, the 20% is 20,000 rupees, which means I'm talking about a risk low or a conservative profile trader. Okay. Now, I trade in Bank Nifty only ever since I started understanding Shiva's way of working. I'm avoiding Nifty, although my understanding of Nifty is better, but then the rewards that I get in Bank Nifty are better. And therefore, I realized that I need to pick up which lady I'm in love with. Is it Nifty or Bank Nifty? And I realized that Bank Nifty I would like to work with. So that is a decision, and I just stick to it. So for a lot size of 25 for a Bank Nifty, if you calculate the position with just 2 lots, and and if you have a strike price, which typically is a deep ITM, and I will not like to repeat this, please see Shiva's videos on why ITM is the right way to do and not OTM. So most of my trades will be either ITM or OTM. Very rarely I'll go to OTM, but then my stop losses will be very, very strict. And more often than not, I end up losing whenever I move to OTM. So please stick to ITM. Assuming the price is 400. Now, if I keep a stop loss of 5%, which basically means if I lose 20 points, I would exit the trade. Now, this is an ideal scenario. Does it happen always? No. Do I lose more money than this? Yes. But I'm trying to learn. As I said, I'm just a learner. I'm trying to learn. So I would ideally like to lose not more than 20 points in a single trade. Why? It's okay to lose 2 times, 3 times. All that I will lose is either 40 points or 60 points, depending. But if I do not put a reasonable stop loss, one massive loss, and that day my psychology goes down the drain. So I want to stay very, very positive, and therefore I would like to keep the initial stop loss when I'm trading with one lot, especially when I used to do that in the beginning. I used to keep 20 points as my stop loss. So this stop loss is 5%, right? So from 400, it has dropped to 380. I have lost 5% of the traded position. How much capital did I deploy in the trade? 20,000. How? Here the calculation. 25 into 2 into 400. So 20,000 was my investment in that trade for that time, and I lost 5% of that trade. Therefore, I lost 1,000 rupees, which actually is just 1% of my overall capital in the trading account. Do you understand the logic here? Right? So my stop loss is only one. So my stop loss being 5%, I've actually lost only 1% of my overall capital. So no problem. That's okay. I accept it. It doesn't bother me a lot. Now, this is an ideal scenario. Do I keep only 20-point stop loss, or do I keep only 5% stop loss? Not necessarily. It depends upon many situations. But I'm trying to illustrate an example here, and it is easy to understand if I take a simple example. So this is just a simple example. Do I take, so normally I would take my yesterday's profit as my stop loss, as Shiva says, or I will take 10% of my capital as the stop loss. So if I've lost in one trade, if I've lost 20 points, which is 5% of that in that trade, can easily take another trade. I take another trade and I lose in that trade as well. So I'm looking at the worst scenario first. How do I protect my capital? I protected my capital by just ensuring that I stopped my loss at 5% in first trade, another trade, another 5%. So I've lost a total of 10% of my trades of that day. But actually, I've only lost 1% plus 1%, 2% of my total trading capital. And this was possible because I was a low risk conservative trader. Now I can keep the position higher. You may become a little more expert, so you can become intelligent and you can put more money in that trade, or you can become a risky trader. You can have 40 to 50% in the trade, or you can even, if you're absolute superstar, the way Shiva is, you can, trade with whatever you want to and still come out with that. But I realized that I could never become a superstar. I could always made a fun of myself, and I said, I don't think I made the trade right, and I ended up losing the trade. So it works to me when I'm only in the green zone as a low risk trader or intelligent trader, not beyond that. Okay, so this is it. Now understand one thing. Now we have defined the loss. Now let's talk about profit. Many of you may have seen that I am able to catch easily 50 to 100, and in some very good days I've caught even 280 points rally, which is exceptional, but it does happen. But more often than not, I'm able to catch 50 to 100 points very easily in the morning trade. I'll come to that, gentlemen. So morning, if you get a move of 20 points, you make an ROI 5%, which is 1,000 rupees profit as per this example. If you get a move of 40 points, you make 2,000 rupees, which is your 10%, but overall capital appreciation is only 2%, and so on. If you're able to get a move of 100 points, the way I tried to, the last trade that I took on Friday, if you remember, I bought at 500 and sold at 600. So I got a move of 100 points. So, as per this example, it is 25%, but my capital appreciation is 5% overall. So idea is that I am willing to lose only little, but I want to win much higher. The moment I understand how I should pick up my direction and the strike price, it is easy for me to let the profit run. Okay. This illustration is just for an example to help you understand how do I plan my mind. How do I tell myself that how much money should I risk? This is a quick, simple calculation. Any class 10th kid can also do it in a much smarter manner. But this is just to illustrate. Now, let's suppose you start with 1 lakh rupees in your trading account. And even if you make on an average of 5,000 rupees per day, you'll still be able to make 1 lakh rupees. Essentially, in a month, you can double the money. Now, this sounds like a fairy tale again, but a few times I've shared my portions of my ledger, and you've seen how the money has grown in just 5 days. I don't feel comfortable in sharing the entire ledger, so I would just want to show the relevant portion for that week or for that month and so on. So it is possible to gain step by step in small pieces. Even if I make 5,000 rupees in a day on a capital of 1 lakh rupees, that's just 5%. Now, remember, 5% people don't get even in the best of mutual funds so easily. And that too every day. Where else do you get this kind of ROI? Where? Which instrument gives you the opportunity to double your money every month or even earlier? Now, all that you need to focus is only 1% per day. Only 1% per day. Even with 1% per day, you can double your money in 6 months or 8 months or whatever. Right? Sorry, you said when someone says that we are gambling, why are you bothered about what people tell you? Why are you bothered about what people? So people tell me I'm gambling. I said, well, none of your business. It's my money. What am I doing with my money? It's none of your business. Now, by the way, gambling happens when you don't know the rules. There are very crystal clear mathematical rules here, and you are going with a very precise thing. Are you not gambling when you're taking a flight to a different city? Do you check your pilot's driving flying license? Aren't you gambling there? Do you do you check all the airport infrastructure arrangements? No. Do you check the certification? Do you check the airline's license to fly? No. There are are you gambling? Well, we are gambling every minute. You get to the house, get into your car, drive to your work. You're gambling. You don't know who will hit you on the road. So there's a gamble everywhere. So don't get swayed by people who who tell you what you are doing. Nobody tells me what I'm doing. It's my money, it's my time. I know what I'm doing. So in my mind, I tell them, these poor souls, they don't even know what I'm doing. So just give a laugh and move away. You don't need to get into an argument with them. Yeah, fine. Anyway, coming back to the point. So is this example fairly clear to you? Is this kind of making sense? Okay, great. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Okay, so now let's move after this risk management part. So first I talked about the basic rules, the psychology and the rules, ground rules. Now I've covered risk management. Now let's go to technicals. Technicals are very simple. I use TradingView for most of my morning trades, or for all of my morning trades. I use only 3-minute candles for my setup. And this is what I've learned from Shiva. Instrument, I would recommend Banknifty or Nifty, but depends upon your convenience. I have decided to focus only on Banknifty, so I'm very focused there. One thing that I realize that it's important to me is, in addition to all these things, is RSI. So I use effective RSI, eRSI, as a tool that I'll show you on the chart very soon, which is the code for that is available through the technical experts of OI Pulse of Shiva's team. Raja maybe will be able to help you with that. So 60-40. So anytime the RSI is between 60 and 40, that is the time I do not trade. I do not trade. By and large, because that's an indecision zone. It's neither the strength nor the weakness. So I cannot take a trade either in call or put. If I am, now that will be gambling, because that is not satisfying my rule. Anytime we play wild, it is gambling. This is not gambling. So another level that I watch out for is 80 and 20. 80 overbought, 20 oversold. I should be ready for a reversal. So this is important. Once again, so less than 40 is weak, 40 to 60 is no trade, 60 to 80 is strong trend. Okay. So another thing that I focus on is pivot points. Now this is important for me because I've learned to live with pivots for many years, and I will show by example. I'll cover last maybe week, 10 days morning trades, and I'll tell you what would I have done on that day. Would I have taken a call? Would I have taken a put? Would I have taken a stand not to trade on that day? So I'll go to the chart and explain that. Okay. So pivot points, that's important to me. So I use standard pivot points, nothing, no fancy thing, the default settings, nothing else. Now, if you want to understand morning trades, please read what I've written here. Sorry, I'm gulping water while I speak. My throat goes dry. So in the last week, 10 days, 15 days, please just observe the first candle of every trading day. Ideally, first 5 candles. The tone of the market is set in the first candle or the first few candles. And after that, they just catch gullible people like retail traders like us, and we kept on losing money because they have played their game already. First 3 minutes, these guys come and play their games. And if you don't understand, the only way you can make money is through the OI scalping tool, where you get the quick scalp signal. Unfortunately, that is a luxury that I don't have because I have a daytime job. So I only have the first few minutes of the day when I invest my time in my trade, and that's about all. Daytime, I have my own work that I'm very passionate about, so I get busy there. So please, if you want to understand the morning trades, please review, understand the last few days, first candle or first few candles, and a lot of learning will come from there. That is how I learned, because one of my friends told me that they play their game in the first few minutes and then leave us helpless, and then we keep on thinking the market will now go up or go down. All that we lose is our hard-earned money, and nothing happens. Very rarely we make money and then we feel very good, but that happens only once in a week. So 4 days we lose money. So that's not the way I wanted to work. Therefore, I focused on the first few candles of last trading days, and I did a lot of research, and I'll share that. Yeah, I'll come to that. I'll come to the chart very soon. Have patience. Thank you. Okay, before I get into that, I do some preparation. I have a look at the global environment. So one of the hottest things these days was Russia and Ukraine. So I would look at the Russian market. I would look at the Moscow market. Unfortunately or fortunately, that is out of the way now because I don't think they are live available anymore. But what matters to me is crude. Dow Jones futures, crude. Crude rushed from 90s to 130 plus. If that is the level crude is touching, the market is bound to get impacted adversely. So keep that in mind. Dollar index, Hang Seng, India VIX. These are some of the parameters I would like to keep in mind when I get into a trade. SGX Nifty, not much, because irrespective of what SGX Nifty says, very often what happens in the real market is completely different. So while I do look at it, but I don't make any opinion out of it. Often then I realize that, SGX Nifty is gone up drastically in the night. But by the time you get up in the morning, it's a different feeling. And, when you start trading, it has almost nil effect. So I don't get swayed by SGX Nifty as much. So these are the 4 or 5 parameters that I look. In terms of stocks, Reliance is the overall big boy, followed by 5 stocks. These 3 stocks in banking domain: HDFC, ICI, and SBI, and then 2 IT stocks, the bellwethers, TCS and Nifty. Collectively, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They decide the direction of the trade of the day. So if you start getting a hang of where are they going, you'll understand where is the direction? Is it up? Is it down? So do some homework before you enter the morning trade. Without doing the homework, if you enter the trade, very likely that you'll end up in a loss. So homework is important. If you don't do the homework, it will not work. Best price movements are the times when the buyers and sellers, the bulls and the bears as we call them, they are trying to set up their shop. Let me give you another funny example. It happens in Delhi. I don't know if it happens in other cities. There are some areas in Delhi where they have those weekday flea markets. So on a Thursday evening, there'll be a massive flea market on in a particular area of the city. Now, if I understand and probably try to visualize that morning 9:15, there's a flea market about to get set. There's a massive fight between the bulls and bears that's going to happen. Who will win? We don't know. But whosoever is likely to win or has started winning, I want to align myself and my trade accordingly. That time, I don't care what my morning view was. More often than not, I am a situational leader at that moment because I don't have a coach there. It's a live market. It is my money at stake. And if I don't take a live decision at that moment, my money is gone. I lose or I win. Nobody else. It's like Virat Kohli, who is captain in the team. He's no more the captain anymore. But just to illustrate an example, if Virat Kohli has got some instructions from Ravi Shastri, who was the coach earlier, but then on ground, if Virat Kohli decides that no, I don't think this is likely to work, whatever Ravi had told me, I think this requires a fresh thinking. And he takes a decision on the ground, the way MS Dhoni used to take. No, that is what you need to do on the ground when you have entered the trade. Your analysis is all there at the back of your mind, but decision is yours. Decision is yours at that moment. You are the boss. You are the captain. It's your money. It is your team. Team means your own money that's playing. And you need to be wise enough to take a decision. Who should I play first? Who should I play second? What should I do? How much should I buy? How much should I, which strike? This is the decision at that moment, which strike, how what quantity. So all that is your decision. You are the champion. You are the boss at that moment. You are the captain of your team. So please take a decision there at that time and understand which side is the traction building up. Okay. Another thing that I often see very easily in the first few seconds or first few minutes, actually 1 or 2 minutes, is what are the trends. If you go to OI Pulse, there is this futures buzz, some similar kind of a futures OI buzz. Okay, OI buzz. You get an idea. Is it likely to be a declining market or it's likely to be a positive market? So this starts forming, this advanced decline starts forming in the first 1 or 2 minutes. And if it is not a clear-cut direction, so here you can see almost 1:4. So if you're trying to take a trade in the positive direction and trying to buy a call, it's not really a good idea. You should be focused more on every rise. You should be selling. You should be picking up puts and not buying calls. So similarly, if there are days I've seen recently after a surprise rebound after the Russia invasion of Ukraine, and then when things started stabilizing, suddenly realized that advance is 48 and declines are 2. Why would I buy a put there? Why? Even if I do nothing and I buy a call, I'm likely to make money. So understand this. This is going to give you a temperature. The barometer of the market is here. Okay. So this is one thing. And this is also, similar thing is also available on NSE website. So have a look at this. Keep an eye on this as well. I also take into account the trending OI and as well as open high. Now there are days when you to use open high. There are days when you cannot use open high, and you will get that parameter is the sorry, I lost my track of my thought. Yeah, so there are days when you have a trending market. That day open high is unlikely to work. So understand which day to use open high. Open high doesn't work every day. It's not bound to, it is not expected to work every day. But some days it works like charm. So you got to figure out. So as I said, understand this animal. Stay in the market for long enough to understand its nature. Understand when would be the right day. When would be the right day to understand what kind of a trade to take. Okay. So this is about technicals. I hope I've been able to communicate some technicals before I move on to the chart. While I gulp some water, if there's any one or two questions I can quickly take before I move ahead. Okay, so if you miss something, you can go through the recording, which I'm sure Shiva will organize. ERSI, I'll tell one the moment I go to the charts. Okay. Ideal advanced decline ratio. Well, I should have a clear cut at least 3:1 or 1:3. Then I know which side the market is. 1:1 is a market which is not going to give me anything. 1:2 or 2:1 also is meaningless. And there are days when the first candle move you get, and then whole day the price actually sticks very close to the VWAP and does nothing, absolutely nothing. Those are the days. Please don't waste your time. Close the terminal and go. Very unlikely anything will happen. How many days are you able to catch the trades in the morning? There is no such thing. There are days when I have done trading every day of the week, and I've shared all trades. I've shared all my ledger also. I've shared the net earning after the charges, etc. Everything. And there are days when I don't trade any day in the week. If I don't feel like, I don't trade. As I said, it's not my job. So if I don't feel like, I don't. If I have some office work, I don't. Advanced decline is available only after 9:20. I don't know. Whenever I've seen, I found it. It starts forming within first few minutes. So I don't know. I've never figured out. There are days when I'm into a trade beyond 9:20 also. So maybe I observe that. Where can you get your trade screenshots? I'll share with you how do I set up my terminal. And I must acknowledge that I learned that part from Swami. Swami is a great scalper and also part of Shiva's team. So I've learned a lot in terms of setting up my screens from Swami, and I made my own adjustments to that. Okay. So if we are done with this, let's go to the chart. Can we? Do I have your permission? Great. Thank you so much. Okay. So let me close and open the team viewer. On the team, sorry, not team viewer, trading view, sorry. Okay, so in the trading view on the right side, if you see, I have Banknifty, I have Banknifty futures, I have Nifty, Nifty futures, I have Brent, CNX IT, DAX for the European market, Dow Jones futures for the US market, which is the mother of all markets. This is the dollar index here. Then I have Hang Seng market, which is also a good indicator of what we are likely to see in our market. This is that SGX Nifty. This is India VIX. This is KOSPI. This is Nikkei. This is US dollar INR. So I am focusing here. So these are things that I normally keep on my trading view. Now, just to give an idea, interesting thing I can share right now is a quick, thank you, a quick list on what do I think about the market. I have a feeling, and I have logical reasons to believe that the market is not likely to see any new high in the near future. In fact, we are eventually headed for a much lower levels, and I can show that through a simple Nifty chart. Oh, by the way, are you able to see my chat window as well as I'm showing my screen? Okay, so let me minimize it because that might be, or let me put in a corner. Okay. Okay. So let's say now I'm looking at an annual chart of Nifty. Just go through it patiently. This will give you lots of ideas and it just might help you with something else as well. Okay. Now look at the Nifty 12-month or a yearly chart. Do you see there's a massive up move from 2013 onwards? Ever since the market broke out from this 6,300 kind of a range? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 years of massive bull run. Can everyone see this? Look at the RSI, 84. Don't you think that we are in a massively overbought zone and it is a time for some correction? So this is what my feeling is. I may or may not be right, but this is what I'm just going with the annual chart. I'll come to 3-minute charts in a while. I'm just trying to show a concept. Okay. Now let me look at the half yearly chart. Non-stop, 3 months, quarterly chart. This is that big red candle is this COVID first quarter of 20. A fall which was quickly bought into. Now you look at monthly chart. How many months the up move has been going on? So many months. Look at the week. Now look at the chart in a different manner. Do you see a falling channel? And we are more or less at the top of the channel once again. And the last 80 RSI was seen somewhere around this week of September 21. Sorry, what are you saying? Time frame not updated? Are you able to see the different time frames? Yeah, so it must be a local challenge at your end, my friend. Please check it out. I'm showing the weekly chart right now of Nifty. Look at the weekly chart of Bank Nifty also. A very similar story. Where is Bank Nifty? Sorry, there it is. Every time it has tried to move out of this trend line or the channel, it has fallen big time. And it has just touched the top of the channel. There is not much big move left, in my opinion, and I stand to be corrected. I may be completely wrong, but this is what I see. There is a constantly declining RSI. It has taken support at 40. It has gone to 50. It is again coming down to 40. What happens, I don't know. Okay, let's come down to the 3-minute chart where we do the trades. So I have, let me go to the beginning of the day. Here it is. What are my chart settings? Let me explain. Oh, you can go to daily or whatever. I'm just giving a perspective. That's my perspective, and I could be wrong. So I'm not very bullish on the market in the times to come. Time will tell. So that's what I wanted to share. Okay, coming back to the morning trades, very specifically. So this is my setup. I don't know what the flag and pole, please. Very interesting thing I realized is I may be in the market for last 20 odd years. I still have a lot of things that I just have no clue about. Theta, gamma, alpha, beta. I just don't understand that. And what matters to me is you don't have to go to the moon to figure out how long it takes to go to the moon. There is enough data available. So I don't want to. I don't want to do a PhD in stock markets. I am not here to do a PhD. I am here to make money, as simple as that. And I should be able to have some basic information and available the stuff available to me, and I should be able to follow the basic rules. Let's uncomplicate it. Let's make it simple, as simple as possible. Because the moment you complicate it with too many technology and stuff, uh, I get confused. I'm 56 as far as my age is concerned. My patience is, you know, my appetite to learn much is now limited. So I want to focus on simplifying things and focusing on those simple things. That's all. Thank you. Okay. So now let's look at the setup. So I have this OSPL V4, which is available through Shiva, and also I use the simple pivot point standard. Only for the pivot, I have a blue line here so that I understand that this is my pivot. And if most of my day is below the pivot or this blue line, I understand it's a bearish market. That's all. It's just a psychology to explain what I should be focusing on. Yeah, I think probably I may have fiddled with the indicator, so VWAP is not around, but normally I have VWAP as well. But sometimes I don't even need this indicator. So I only look at the price action of the first candle. So I don't, uh, I may or may not need the indicator. Sometimes I use, sometimes I don't. But pivots also give me a lot of help. And if I have the OSPL indicator, it adds to my understanding. There is no doubt about that. Okay, so here is RSI in the bottom of the screen. Okay. Remember, 40 to 60 is a no trade zone. 60 and above, I will wait to take a positive trade. 40 and below, I will wait to take a put trade. Okay. Let's suppose this is the Friday's market. Now, this is where the market opened. Can you see the top of the red candle here in the center? Okay, good. Thanks. So the first candle, it opened here, which is 35709. I'm talking, I'm sorry, let me put on the Banknifty futures chart. Sorry, my mistake. Okay. It opened here. It tried to go up, but there was a resistance called P here, pivot point here. And if you see a long wick here, which means there is a massive supply coming in here. If there's a supply, and my yesterday's pivot is my likely support. So my play is only between these two pivot levels. Understand this again. My play is only between my current day's level, which comes up here, which is the pivot, which is being shown in blue, and the yesterday's level that is marked here, which is S2 of that Thursday. So my play is only between these two. Now, if in the first minute, if the market makes a high here and comes down, I have got my hint that we are unlikely to go up. Now I'm actually collaborating this or merging this opinion with my earlier market view. My market view is that Brent is high, dollar index is high, Hang Seng is not very positive, it's showing negative, Dow is indecisive or flat or negative. And suddenly I realized that the Indian market, the Bank Nifty tried to go up, but there was a massive selling and a massive supply at pivot. So therefore, I should not be focusing on call. I should be focusing on puts. But I have a support here. Yesterday's this black colored line, if you can see this line, which means I am likely to see some kind of a support here, not sure. But then within the first minute itself, this support was broken and then the market started moving low. You can peacefully enter anywhere in the first candle and exit out whenever you make your 1% or 2%. I made 10%. How much was it? I think it was 10% if I showed my screen, if you recall. Anyone can check that screen. I made 100 points. I got the 100-point rally here on the put side. Peaceful, boss. First candle or second candle or third candle. I think I was in and out in 15 minutes. Uh, I I recall I entered around 9:15 something something, and I exited around 9:30 or something like that. So 15 minutes or so. So I take a decision anywhere in the middle of the candle here that price is unlikely to go up, and therefore it's all aligned with my analysis of the morning. I should now take a put trade, and I stay put. Now here, do I take a 20-point stop loss? Unlikely. Uh, but if I was in the initial stage of my learning, where I was learning with only one lot, I would take a 20-point stop loss and try to protect my capital. Here, I am willing to risk a little more than that because I know it is unlikely to cross this pivot blue line and go up. So therefore, I'm staying put. First support, this super trend. See this green line. Yesterday is continuing from yesterday. First support comes here, bounces back. Second candle, another support, bounces back. But understand, more the resistance or the support or any super trend VWAP or SMA, simple moving average or whatever is tested, the weaker it becomes. Weaker it becomes. So therefore, second test, it moved, it stayed up, but third candle, it fell with a massive move. Do you see that one of the largest candle was this, from this place to this place? And in the second candle, if the first candle's low is broken, I am convinced that the move will now happen towards the downside. If the second candle, the first candle's high is broken, then chances are that the market is going to go up. So first 3 minutes, even if I wait for first 3 minutes and then take a decision in the second candle, I am also likely to be right if I focus here. And if you see, 1, 2, 3, 4, in these 4 candles of 3 minutes each, 12 minutes, the move was done. And then whole day the market kept on moving between this low of the fourth candle and the high of the first candle. It hardly went anywhere down except in the afternoon and evening. Boss, I don't have patience to stay in the market whole day, nor do I have enough time available. I don't have the luxury of that. I want to be done by 9:30 max. That's it. Ideally within the first 3 minutes or first 6 minutes. So I'm done with the trade. Why did my volume has moved to a different place? God knows why. I think I messed up my screen. Refresh. How do I refresh? Right click and refresh. How? How do I refresh? Control Z. Control Z. Control Z. Why is my RSI moving on to my volume? Why is my volume gone down? No idea. Volume high. Never mind. I'll probably exit and move out. Just give me a second. Yeah, you guys are all tech savvy. I'm not that tech savvy. It takes me some time to figure out. I think something has probably gone wrong with my settings because my volume is coming, my volume and This is getting mixed. I wish I could get some local support from someone. Never mind. So remove and add the indicator again. Volume, is it? I hope it doesn't disappear. Okay. Indicator. Okay. Oh, it seems to work. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, great. We're back. So this is the first candle of Friday. Let's look at another day. Can we? Let's go one more day back. This is Thursday. This is the day I would not trade. Any suggestion? Any guesses why? I would not buy a call or a put on this day. No, not because of gap down, not because of RSI. No, no, no. Yes, premium erosion. You know why? Thursday, if you recall, the premiums were still very high. And if you see very clearly, the first day's candle took a support at S2. Second 3-minute candle also took a support at S2. Now, if you had taken a trade, ideally on any other day, this would have been a trade in call side because the chances of market going down is limited. So you would have taken a trade in the call side, but the premiums were very high. So if two candles, the price is not moving anywhere, it's just doing up and down. What you're losing massively in premium. This day, I would not buy a call or a put. I would, if I really feel like, which I would like to avoid, I can trade in a Bank Nifty future one lot. That's it. Because I know I can have a clear stop loss below this pivot, this S2, and I can hope that the move will be up to the next pivot, which is S1, and the move from this level, which is let's say 35,650 to the next level of 35,920. This so many 100 points move into 25 is what I can make per lot in case I decide to trade in futures. This is not the day I will trade. I would like to buy any calls or puts. Completely avoidable. My morning trade, I will miss this on this day. Let's go back one more day. Okay. So this is the day the market on a 3-minute chart experienced a gap up, a minor gap up. It opened here, tried to go up, but you see there is a resistance of R1 of this particular day of today, and yesterday's level is also here. So very likely this will experience a resistance here. Okay, resistance here. So if there's a resistance here, why would I like to take a call trade? I would like to take a call trade only for the move between this whatever it is, simple moving average line or a VWAP line. I think it is simple moving average. Between this line and the resistance, there is only this much movement available in call, very little. But I'm happy if this gives me a 1%, 2%. So on an investment of 1 lakh, if I'm making 2,000-3,000 rupees, I would not be greedy. I'll say I got my 3%. Thank you so much, market. Goodbye. I'm off for the day. So if I have to wait for a bigger move, I have to wait for it to struggle here and then lose the game and start moving below this. If you see the moment it came down below this red line, I think it is a simple moving average of 20 or 50, whatever it is, I think 20. Then it could never go back to the same level again. It went up and collapsed from here. Tried to go up, collapsed. Tried to go up, collapsed. tried to go up, collapsed. So this is a good day to sit in the market and make money. Every time the price goes up here, you buy a negative position and you make money there. But call position, only this much move is there. Or if it is VWAP, great. Okay. Sorry, I'm looking at charts and I can't see chart in the chat window simultaneously. So I'm missing some of your messages. Apologies for that. Okay, let's go one more day back. Here it is. Thank you, thank you. Okay, now this is the day the market opened here. If you see this first candle, the green candle, do you see this here? This is on 22nd March. What was 22nd March? 22nd March was Tuesday, a day when the premium erosion is unlikely to happen to that extent. So therefore, it is a good day for me to trade. First candle, open is low, which means there is a consistent buying coming here. The candle is green, the volume is green, volume is more than 50K, wonderful. I will wait till it crosses yesterday's resistance level, this black line. And the moment it crosses up, I would take a call trade and wait till it reaches yesterday's resistance level, this black line here, and I'll exit here. I will not wait for it to go up to P, this day's pivot, because it may not go, and it did not go. And within this itself, I will easily make about 7 to 10,000 rupees or 7 to 10,000, 10% in my trade. I don't have to be greedy beyond this. I've got my loot. I'm out in the first candle. That's it. Period. I don't have to wait for the whole day for my trade. How do we know that it will not cross that line? It's my assumption. It may cross, it may not cross. In some previous examples, it did cross. But what is my safe target? This is my safe target. So my target is, my optimistic target is my move from S1 to P, which is this blue line. But this may happen, this may not happen. What is likely to happen, that these two lines, yesterday's this line and today's S1, are likely to act as a support, which they did because the open was low. And it went up and it crossed this yesterday's another level here, but it could not go beyond the VWAP or SMA 20, whatever the line is. It could not go beyond that, and it again ended the candle here. So if I had taken a conservative target, I would have booked my profits here. Whether it is 5,000 rupees or 10,000 rupees, I don't care. There are days I make only 1,200 rupees, even today, and I'm happy. I never lost any money, right? So green is good, absolutely fine. Do I place a market order or limit order? I place limit order. I decide what price I want to buy. Market orders are very tricky. Don't avoid that, please. Don't do that. Okay, let's look at another day. So this is the kind of homework that you need to do before you get into the morning trade. I all learned it by accident, and I have some very good friends to thank me for. If Gaurav is listening in, thank you, Gaurav. If Sandeep is here, Sandeep Bhagat, thank you, Sandeep. So I have some friends who we share some notes with, and it's nice to share some notes with some of very close friends with whom I've been trading for many years now. So we exchanged notes, and they just made some statements that caught on to me in my mind. It's a pivot point standard. It's not no great name. Okay, how do I place the limit order faster? I'll just come to that. That's the last part of today's discussion. Don't worry. I'll open my nest and I'll show you exactly how it is done. But I'm just going for last few days of analysis so that you understand how do you take the trade. I'll get into the finer techniques in the next stage. Don't worry, I will not end before taking that part of the session, because you will find it very, very exciting. Okay, let's take one more day. Did we cover this? No, we did not. Okay, this is the day. It opened here. If you see, the market opened here, first candle. exactly at the resistance of yesterday's line. It did try to go up. Where did it end? Today's R1. Long wick, which means there is a supply here. Unlikely to go up further. Although it tried going above this blue line, this pivot, but it is finding there's a long wick. It means there's a supply here. I don't think there is a up move possible here. I would wait for it to come back below this yesterday's level, and I will enter. Whether I enter at 9:15 20 seconds or 9:15:01 second, or I enter at 16 or 9 hours 17 minutes, I don't know. The moment it goes below this, that is my moment to take a put trade. This is where I will say this is my time. And I'll be very careful to exit either here if I'm very, very scared. Now I'm not scared because I know I can see traction. My morning analysis is telling me that the market is negative. So therefore I will stay put and I will play till this level, either S1 of today or this level of yesterday, which is also almost similar as S1. So my move is from here to here. Massive move. This might give me 15 to 20% or maybe more. That's a massive loot. Massive loot. Even if I'm conservative, I'll exit in 5,000 rupees odd or so, or 5%. But if I get a little aggressive, I'll probably exit around this level. I will not wait beyond that. Even if the next candle is going down, I will not wait. I got my 1% plus. Thank you so much, market, and thank you so much, Shiva, for my learning. I would be very, very happy with the loot, and I'll close my terminal and move to my office. Okay. So the trailing stop loss is only the moment I have got my entry price and the market has moved up in terms of my put value. I would move my stop loss to my cost. That's it, nothing else, so that at least I don't lose my money. That's all. Okay, I'll come to that. I'll explain how do I do that. Do you consider crossing previous day's pivot point or today's, whichever is first? So if I was here, I was waiting for the market to go up. It did not. I expected a resistance here. I got the resistance here. It went down, which means now it is finding resistance at this red line, at this black line also, which means it is likely to go down further. What is my first target? This blue line, this pivot point. But it got broken within a second with massive volumes. Thak. It comes below. I know now it is going to go up to S1. I move my stop loss to cost and I sit pretty. The moment I am somewhere near here, I exit. Thank you so much. Matter ends. Okay. All right. All this while, keep an eye on the the RSI also. It's important, because if the market is going down, but the RSI is probably, in this case, the RSI reached up to 26. If the RSI at this stage, when in the first market, was nearing 30, 25, I would not be entering a put trade. I will wait for the reversal to happen. So I would take a decision at that time. Just one more day's trade before I move to the nest settings. Okay, here we are. So this is a day, another example of a high RSI. Okay, first candle. Now, if you see, more often than not, you will realize the first candle is the biggest candle or one of the biggest candle. So the real action happens in the first 3 minutes or first few minutes. And that is when I realized that I should be aligning myself with the big boys and not taking my, gambling trade, so to say. So this is what I do. So this is where the market opened. It does show a small wick here, small shadow here, but it went up. I knew closer it comes to R3, I would buy a call. Why? Because RSI is strong. This is the closing RSI of this candle, which is how much? 88. But at that moment, the RSI was building up. It was probably in some 70s, maybe 75 or something. So the market is strong. I would like to buy a call, and I'm seeing a green volume here, 50 plus volume here. I'm seeing a green candle here, a consistent up move. I'm seeing that my super trend is showing me up move. My my VWAP and my SMA 20 is showing me up move. Why should I not consider a call? I will consider a call. If it should also be in line with what my analysis of the day is. So I would buy a call, and it has shown me a small wick here, which means there is a slight supply here, which means chances are that I might not hit R4 or the next level so easily. So I will be exiting at either the top of this candle, or I will wait for the move to go up. And somewhere here I see a long wick here, a longer wick here. Now I'm getting suspicious. I'm seeing supply coming in. I would close my trade somewhere here at the end of the second candle. That's it. No point staying in the trade. I can wait for half an hour and then wait for R4 to be achieved. Why to waste so much of time? Why to have so much of heart attack unnecessarily staying? And then it starts going down. And if on that day, 17th, if it was a day which was not a good day, it was a Thursday, why would you wait? Because you would lose a lot in your premium erosion. It's a Thursday, 17th. So while this is sounding very convincing, but it is best because today is Thursday. I would like to exit in the first candle itself. Don't want to take a chance in my premium erosion. I hope this is making sense. So far, so good. One more example. You want me to take one more day's trade? Okay, let's go. At your service, sirs and ma'ams. Just a minute. Haha, good example. Another days. So market opens here. There is a small wick here. What is this day? This is 16th March. 16th March is what? Wednesday. So chances of premium erosion. Either I will take a smaller lot. So instead of taking 6 or 8 lots, I would trade in 4 lots because I don't want to risk. If it doesn't go my way, I don't want to lose much. I don't want to lose much. So I would either reduce my position size. If I'm very convinced about taking a trade, but I would still take a trade with a lesser position size. Now there is a small shadow here, a small wick here, and the RSI is in the positive zone. So if you see, RSI is clearly above 60. So chances are the RSI is trying to go towards 80. This is 80. In the first candle, I expected a resistance at R1. It crossed this resistance. Okay. I can take a small lot instead of 8 lots. Maybe I'll take 4 lots or 2 lots or 3 lots. And I will play only up to the first level here, which I'm seeing on the left side, this black candle. Do I get my 100 points rally? No. And even if I get, I might not make much money because of the premium erosion. Wednesday is also a tricky day. So I would like to play for a shorter duration here. So I will get in and get out. So some money to be made, even if it is 1,000 rupees, 2,000 rupees, 1%, 2%. See, this rupees is a subjective thing. You know, if I trade with 10 lakh rupees capital, I could make, instead of 10,000 rupees, I could make 1 lakh rupees. So it's just a ratio. It's just a equivalent of multiplier. So focus on consistency. That is what is important. I am still learning. I still want to get good at it. I want to ensure that if I'm taking 5 trades in a day, in a week, am I winning in all those 5 trades, or at least I am winning in 4 days? If I'm not winning in 4 days, if my success ratio is not more than 70, 80, then there is some more homework to be done. And if my success rate is 50 or 60, then definitely I would, if I'm seeing that my success rate is coming down, I would actually reduce my position size. Sorry, Siddharth, what have you written? It's very long thing. Example, by taking all factors in consideration like crude, Dow, and you made a morning view and played out, more knowledgeable to get. Okay. So I can give you an idea about, so for tomorrow, I'm a little optimistic, but I'm very cautious. Okay, I'll not go back anymore. I think we have done enough examples. Now, let's suppose, give me a minute. Let me come back to today, rather last Friday. Once I'm done with this, I'm going to go to Nest and explain you the trick, how I can trade quickly, which I learned from Shiva. And there is a Nest video of Shiva in the OI Pulse video channel. Please view that. You can view it at 1.5 times the speed and save some time. But then I did it many times over, and then I got the concept. Okay. So looking at the crude part of it, well, the Brent is at 115 again, which is not comfortable. DAX showed a traction of almost flat market on Friday. Dow Jones so far is showing positive. I don't know what will happen. So I'll make an opinion in the morning on Monday, which is tomorrow. Dow Jones. Dollar index is again very close to 100, uncomfortable. Hang Seng has lost 2.5% on Friday, uncomfortable. So while I will still be optimistic because I'm seeing some move up here, closing towards the closing, the market tried to make a big move up, but then will it sustain or not? I don't know. So at time I will be very cautious. I'm not going to take a very clear-cut decision so soon. So situational leadership, as I said. So I will take my decision at 9:15. What should I do? I may or may not trade that moment. Entirely up to my decision at that time. Okay. Show the indicators once. It's very simple. I got OSPL. I got the volume here. I got RSI. RSI is gone again. I think I've done something. Messing with my indicators. Okay. Now, how do I actually plan my real trade? Now, this is interesting, gentlemen, ladies. Just hold on. In your on your laptop, press the Windows key and press the left arrow key, and the screen comes in left side of the window. I'll give you 10 seconds. Try that on your screen. Are you able to bring this trading view to left side of your screen? Windows and left arrow. If I do Windows and right arrow, it goes to the right side of the screen. Windows left arrow, keep the Windows key pressed and press left arrow, and the chart goes to the left side. You can always click on maximize and it fills up the entire screen. So once again, I'm doing it, Windows left arrow. Here we are. Okay. So this is one thing that I do in the morning. Can I just take 1 minute break? Just 1 minute. My session is still on. I think I'll take some more time. आप अगर ये हो गया तो आप करके आप चले जाइए. और वो लड़के चले गए. हाँ, इसको भरवाना है. हाँ, अंदर भी करवा दीजिए. ठीक ठीक. Thank you. Sure. Thank you so much. Sorry guys, I'm back. There's a AC installation happening at my home, so I had to just quickly have a look at it. Okay. So everybody got this, how to split the screen in two. So we have filled up the left side of the screen with the trading view screen by pressing Windows left arrow. I explained that just now, Windows left arrow. I don't know about MacBook boss, you'll have to figure it out. It may be command left arrow, I don't know. The MacBook guys can probably say. Okay. Now, let's say, no, this is another thing. This is Nest. I use SAS. I also use TradeSmart. I also use Edelweiss. But the Nest that works best for me is not Edelweiss, but either of these two, SAS or TradeSmart. Identify your comfort and pick up the one that works with you. But Nest is what you should be using, and this is what I recommend, and this works best for me. Okay, so I've created a tab here in the bottom left. You can see it's written Bank Nifty. In this Bank Nifty, I have Bank Nifty futures added here. I presume everyone can see this. I'm not seeing the chat window. Where is it? Oh, okay, here it is. Okay, so I have my Bank Nifty futures added here. Press Control G for group settings. There's a shortcut. Okay, and I select the tab that I want to add my different strike prices here. So my tab that I have made is Bank Nifty. So I bring my selection to Bank Nifty, NFO, OPTIDX, Bank Nifty, and I start with calls. Next expiry, 31st of March. Now understand what is the last traded price here, 35,637. So let's say at the money will be 35,600 or so. Okay, I will go about 7 to 10 strikes below and build it up from there. So let's say it can be anything. It could be 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, but I want to create a range. Now it depends upon the volatility those days. So I'll add strikes from, let's say, 35,800, for example, 35,800. No, sorry, 34,800, my mistake. So 7 or 8 strikes below is 34,800. Okay. Now, what do you see? You see the last traded price of 1055. Okay. This is just in case I have a big gap up or gap down, so I'm keeping a long range. Okay. And I just now keep pressing. I select this here. Strike price. Are you able to see my screen? Prakash, you're saying you're not visible. Are you able to see my Nest screen, friends? Everybody's seeing. Prakash, must be some problem at your end. Thank you, everyone. So what I'm doing now is going to strike price here, and I just press a down arrow key. My next strike is selected, 34,900. I press enter. Down arrow key, 35,000, enter. 35,100, enter. 35,200, enter. Down arrow key, 35,300, enter. Down arrow key, 35,400, enter. Down arrow, enter. Down arrow, enter. Now I have reached 35,600, which is my at the money, almost. What is my last traded price? 532. Okay, which is at the money for me. Now I will change this call to put. Call to put. And I will just press enter. So now one is a call that you can see. I've added all the calls here, brought them down in the steps of 100 to the at the money from about 6, 7, 8 levels down. From here, I switch from call to put and press enter. Now my first put strike is here at 510, which is the last traded price. And now I select this again, 35,600 strike price. Okay. And I press down arrow, enter, down arrow, enter, down arrow, enter, down arrow, enter. And I do it for another 6, 7, 8 strikes. That's it. And I say save groups, save all groups, close this. I am ready for the day. This is my setting preparation that I do when I have to do my trade. This all is done before the market opens. So I would normally take about half an hour to understand the global scenario and set up my strikes for the day. Is it making sense? Does anybody want me to explain this once again? I can do that because these are okay. I'll repeat it, Raghu. Just a minute. I removed all these. I click on this black portion anywhere and I press Control G. I select the tab that I want. I change it. In your case, it would probably be showing NSE. You change it to NFO, OPTIDX, Banknifty. Call is okay. Expiry is okay. It is showing 27,000. I am currently, the market is at 35,637. So some 800 points below or 700 points below will be 34,700, for example, or 800. And I'll keep on pressing down arrow, enter, till the time I reach the at the money. 35,600 is almost at the money. Now I'll switch the call to put. I'll select the strike price again, enter. So now I have two strike prices of this, two strike prices for one for call, one for put, same level. And down arrow, enter, and so on, down, enter, down, enter, and down, enter, till the time I'm selecting another few strikes on the put side. And I say save groups, save all groups, close this. I am ready for the day. Is it making sense? Control S activates the top bar to add strikes. Perfect. Thank you so much, Ronak. Now that I am ready with my nest, I will select, I'll click anywhere in the black area, background area, and I'll select Windows and right arrow key. Remember what we did with the trading view, Windows and left. Now I'm going to do Windows and right. This is the setup that I will arrive at. Am I able to communicate? Is it making sense? So I split my screen precisely 50-50% left and right. On left side, I'm seeing my charts. On the right side, I am seeing my trades. Without switching screens, in one look, I can see what's happening. If I have a bigger terminal on my laptop or a desktop, that is really helpful. But Trust me, I worked with my personal laptop, which is only 13 inches. Even then, I managed to work with one lot and practice till the time I got a better laptop, and it works better that way also. But then bigger screen helps, but that's not mandatory. It only helps. So now this setup is ready. I am ready. If you are in in SAS, for example, in trading view, you're ready for the trade, but in SAS, there is one more step that you need to do. You have to make a dummy trade before the market opens, because the moment I say I want to buy this price, buy order, and I press enter, it asks me for a transaction password, which I don't want to waste my time when I am in my live market. So I take a dummy trade and um, let it say that, rejected, market is closed, or blah 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 blah. It doesn't matter. But my transaction password is open now. I'm able to take the trade now. This is only a nuisance that SAS has. TradeSmart doesn't have this problem. TradeSmart, you can just get to the action straight away. Okay. All this is done before the market opens. All this is done before the market opens. My screen is set. Left side is the trading view. Right side is my terminal. I'm absolutely focused. And in my browser, I have my OI Pulse ready. Which terminals, which all things do I add? I start with a pre-open. Then I also look at morning trade. And as you can see, I'm pressing control and click. So these windows are opening up. Then I go to futures, OI Buzz, and I go to options. I click on trending OI. Then strategies, I open high. So these small tabs are open on my screen. Uh, they just give me an idea of the market. So this is the open interest pulse, OI Pulse. Thank you, Shiva, once again. I don't know how to thank you enough for such wonderful streaming data that gives us an idea of where we should be focusing on. And here I actually click on advanced chart. My first is advanced charts. And what I normally do is, this is if I'm planning to scalp, otherwise I don't set it up normally, but because I focus on my morning trades and not in the during the day scalping. Okay. So pre-market, I start getting a sense, kitna upar hai, kitna niche hai, how much is the gap up or gap down for Nifty, Bank Nifty. I get a sense that which side is the market likely to move, what percentage. Then at 9:10 or 9:11, I get the first signal for the Bank Nifty, whether it is a call or put entry. If I don't get a signal, I don't get desperate to look for Bank Nifty or Nifty. If I haven't got a signal, chances are I will say that, I might not like to trade today. That's it. And it's a day off. I got a holiday. I will not trade. So this is for the pre-market signal. This is my heat map that I would like to figure out what is the trend, and this will be coupled with what is the 3-minute trending OI data. How is it shaping up? So I will look at this and figure out what is the sense. Is it going up or going down? Open eye strategy. Some days I would see, some days I would not. So, but I'll keep all these windows open, and the moment my trades are done, I would not take a second. I would close all these windows. End of discussion. And I'll close all these terminals also, because the moment you see them after you have made your trade and made your money, you will be tempted to take the second trade, and you've actually made more than 1%. This is the time you should just close everything and focus on something else. If you can't focus, then you still have to go back to your one lot trading rule. Don't go beyond one lot. Okay. Do you mean you go morning trade? OI plus signal helps me in identifying the strike. But what I normally do is, now this is an interesting part. This is also a very interesting part. Hold on your questions. Thank you. Now I have, this is a strike 35,600 that I'm seeing in call and put together. Can you see this? Call and put. All the strikes above this are calls. All strikes below this are puts. So if I'm sensing a market to move up, I ignore all these puts. My focus is which strike should I consider now? If the market is going down and I'm seeing it in the price movement here, in one look, I'm seeing that the price is going to go up and is crossing the resistance and is going up. I'm looking at calls. If it is going down, I'm looking at puts. But these two values, I will be very, very carefully watching. Let me repeat again. I will be watching the LTPs of the call and put of the same strike price. Even if there is the slightest of confusion, I will wait for a few seconds and see which side is the move coming up. It is like a tug of war between the bulls and the bears. You wait. So if you've seen the tug of war, the game, for they will be for few seconds, you will find that the rope is not going either left or right. There is there's a slight move, but then there is no trend visible. So you wait. You keep focusing on this 532 and 510. Is this 532 increasing or decreasing? Is this 510 increasing or decreasing? If 510 is increasing, the traction is on the lower side. That means I should be buying a put. If 532 is increasing, it is becoming 540, 545, 560, then I should be on the call side. Normally, so now I'll have to identify a in the money, deep in the money strike. Now, I don't want to spend too much of time in case the premiums are very high. If I find that my in the money strike, actually the safe strike 300-400 points down, is at 700, for example. This is, for example, 35,600. So my ideal will be 35,200 in case of a call. Now 35,200 is almost as high as 800. So premiums are high, very high. I will be careful in my trade because if the market doesn't move for a while, there is a lot to lose here, especially on a Wednesday or Thursday. So Wednesday, Thursday, I would be very careful. I would either not take this trade or move towards the ATM, but I would avoid going to OTM. I would stay in the money and I will focus on quick in and quick out, because the more time I stay in the trade, more premium is lost, more is the chance of failure of the trade. So either avoid trade on that day or just get in and get out fast. I don't know if you recall, we used to play in our childhood a game called Mash Shivaji, and we would just get in and get out. So you have to be very, very smart to get in and get out. Okay. So this is how I would focus on my trade and take a trade, and I'll be ready with my order. So I'm getting a sense the market is going up. Let's suppose this is a trade I want to take. I'm ready with the order. So I am now, my cursor is here. I'm seeing where is this going? 530, 545, 550. I want to take a trade at 550. I just punch in 550, enter. And I have my order ready. Chances are, if it is a live market, it will show up here very soon in my net position. Now, the moment it shows up in my net position, I select it, and I'm just taking a dummy order right now because the market is not live. What I'll do is I'll select a stop loss, and I took a trade at 550. My stop loss should be, let's say, about 20-30 points below. So I'll say 525,530 and enter. So I have placed a stop loss. My loss is now restricted to only 25-30 points. At the moment I get my price, the price moves up to 550 and below, I would go and edit that order again. And while editing the stop loss order, I'll convert that into a limit order and I will put my target here. My stop loss order is still in the system, by the way, don't forget that. But I am ready to exit My cursor is here on submit. I am ready. The moment it comes near 600, I click submit and it is triggered, executed. My stop loss is obviously saving me till the time I was ready with this order. I've closed my order, which was bought at 550. I've closed it at 600. My 50-point move is in my pocket. My day is done, and I close both my windows, my trading view as well as my nest. End of day for me. Now I don't want to see this terminal. I'm busy in my work, my office, and it's gone out completely of my mind. How do I decide 550? Well, it's just a random decision at that moment. I could have decided 540. If I realize that the market is going up sharply, and so I need to catch it, I'll go closer to where the market is. And I'll have a stop loss immediately 20, 30, 40 points below that, whatever is my risk appetite. And I will accept it as a loss. So this is all that I wanted to share, gentlemen. I think I've been able to add some value to your trade. I don't know much. I'm just a simple learner. I go with the approach that I want to learn something new today, and I want to practice whatever I've learned. I decide not to be greedy. The day I try to be greedy, I get punished by the market. So I am very clear where I want to stop. And the moment I made my money, I share it with the group, and I move out because I don't want to be paid anymore beyond that. I hope it has made sense to everyone. No, so many questions are coming by. Thank you very much, everyone, for your wonderful comments and compliments. Thank you. Okay, so do I have answers to all your questions? No, I'm very sure no. Will I have answers to all your questions, and will you have answers to all the questions? No, but please start somewhere. Understand the psychology. Remember where we started from. Understand the psychology. Understand the risk management. Then move to technicals. The technicals is only 1% of the whole game. Your mindset is important. If I haven't had good sleep last night, I will not trade, boss. Why to risk? So understand psychology. Trade with only one lot for weeks. I know it's very frustrating. Please trade it for weeks. It will make you pakka. It will, there'll be a lot of learning in the process. So once you feel that you're getting confidence, set a timeline that I will not move from one lot to two lots till the time I am getting a fairly consistent results. And where you can do that in the preferences, go to user settings, go to orders, exchange segment all. In my case, right now I set it up to 4, but I sometimes make it 4, 6, or 8, but I avoid going beyond 8. But I'm only confident up to 4 today, for example, so I will keep it only up to 4. That's it. So apply, okay, close, and that's it. I'll share the presentation. There's nothing else. A few things written in a very colorful manner, nothing else. These are some 10-15 rules. I don't average, my friend. Sorry, Senthil, I don't average. Okay. Whether I lose or I don't lose or gain, I do my 1 or 2 trades and I'm done. In fact, most of the time it is just one trade. Sometimes if I've gone wrong in my first trade, I take a second trade. If I go wrong in the second trade, I know it is not my day. I'm up against Khali or a Muhammad Ali. No point trying to fight the market. Accept the loss, bow your head, fold your hands and say, sorry, sir, I'm out. ERSI would request if you can check with Raja. He'll be able to give you idea. I think there's an indicator available in the default TradingView. Otherwise, check with Raja. He will be able to tell you. ERSI probably you can plot more than 2 levels. A normal RSI you can plot either 40/60 or 80/20. In ERSI probably you can have more levels. Sorry, I just messed up my indicators here, so I don't know, but I'm sure the tech support team of Shiva will be able to help out. Yes, pivot point can be plotted in free TradingView. I've taken a subscription, a moderate subscription, so that I can have more than 3 indicators. I think they have a limit of 3 indicators. So I wanted to have, and I was trying something, so I wanted to have more indicators. But believe you me, even free version of TradingView is good enough. You don't need to buy a paid version unless there is a specific reason. Yes, I am done within 3 minutes. That's all, most of the time. Yeah, FI requires a pro. So I took a pro license. I don't know why. It was one Black Friday sale and I just took it. What's your current setup consistency? Well, if you're part of the WhatsApp group, you would know. I normally try to focus on 4 wins out of 5, or let's say 80% efficiency. If efficiency drops, I drop my lot size from 8 to 6, but then I don't want to lose my capital. If my efficiency drops further, then I get down from 6 to 4, and even I'm happy to go back to 1 lot. There's something wrong in my mindset. I have to, tame my mind and understand this animal better. Simple. Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you so much for your love and affection. I cannot thank Shiva enough for the generous, his generosity to allow me to share my thoughts, and all the love and affection that I get from everyone on the group. I hope I haven't ever offended anyone, but I try to smile and learn from Shiva. The attitude is most important for me. Attitude defines altitude. I'm afraid I'm still working, so I will not be able to do much till the time I'm working. But when I hang up my boots, I'll probably be able to do much more. But this is just the first few minutes of the day that I decide. It's like, what you want to do with your money in terms of your investments. For me, this is, first few minutes of the day activity, which doesn't bother my professional life or my daytime. So I'm happily able to do it. But idea is to be a learner and approach the market in a very simple manner, and thank Almighty and thank mentors like Shiva, where you have learned a lot from. 1% rule is Shiva's giving to me. I just kept it in my mind. Thank you very much, everyone. I think I would share the presentation PPT in a PDF format with Shiva, and it will come to you through the proper channel. Sorry, any further question? Okay, didn't get you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Grateful. Excel file. Okay, I'll share the screenshot also. Okay, I'll do that. It's a simple Excel, some logic. You're very kind, Shriram. Thank you so much. Aman, I use the normal pivot indicators, pivot point standard. Pivot point standard. You just go to the indicators, click on the button there, and you'll get pivot point standard. Thank you so much. I'm grateful for your time, gentlemen, everyone. There were 500 or 550 people I saw at one point in time, which is way beyond I thought. I thought it'll be about 50 to 100 people. But this is a very, very humbling experience. I'm so grateful for everyone for your time on Sunday afternoon. You could have been doing better things than listening to my stupidity. But thank you so much for your time.
Bye.